Now we will begin Part C with the first talk. Questions 39 through 42. Listen to a talk.
Treasured since ancient times, saffron is obtained from the autumn-flowering Crocus sativus. It is the dried flower stigmas, the three slender threads in the center of each flower, which are the source of saffron. In New York, this king of spices can fetch up to $15 a gram, making it one of the world's most prized and expensive foodstuffs. The finest variety is grown in La Mancha, in the central plateau of Spain. Spain is by far the biggest producer. It contributes 70% of the world's output, with India and Iran the only other producers of note. The cultivation of saffron in Spain goes back to the Moorish invasion of the 8th century, when the crocuses were first introduced from the Middle East. Not only is Spain the largest producer of saffron, but it is also the largest consumer. Up to 1/3 of the crop is bought in Spain, and the remainder is exported. The biggest buyers are Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, followed by the United States, Italy, and France.
Number 39. What is the lecture about? Number 40. What reason is given for saffron being known as the king of spices? Number 41. Besides Spain, which countries export saffron? Number 42. Which country is the biggest consumer of saffron? Questions 43 through 46. Listen to a talk about test scoring machines.
You may be interested to know that the first test scoring machines were developed in the 1930s. The earliest prototype was created by Reynold B. Johnson, a high school teacher from Michigan. His invention was based on the fact that graphite conducts electricity. His inspiration to use graphite came to him when he was recalling one of the boyhood tricks that he played on his sister's boyfriends. He would scratch pencil marks on the spark plugs of their parked cars. When the boyfriends would try to start their cars, the graphite in the pencil marks would draw the sparks away from the spark plugs, and the engines wouldn't start. Thinking about this, Johnson realized that a machine could electrically sense pencil marks made on a sheet of paper, and then indicate if these marks were in the right places. By 1933, Johnson had made a working model of a test scoring machine. One day, he received a telegram from an executive at the IBM company. They had been trying to produce a test scoring machine for several years. Their plans were to buy Johnson's idea and then abandon it and develop their own. Fortunately, the founder of IBM, Thomas Watson, intervened, and Johnson's machine was not scrapped. The machine was improved over the following years, and ever since, American students have used number 2 pencils to answer standardized exams.
Number 43. What is the talk mainly about? Number 44. Why does the speaker mention what Johnson used to do as a boy? Number 45. What was the IBM company trying to do? Number 46. What could Johnson's prototype machine do? Questions 47 through 50. Listen to a talk given in a nutrition class.
Contrary to popular belief, there are no pesticides approved for use in the U.S. which are known to cause cancer in humans. It is unlikely that pesticide residues have caused cancer in any individual. There are approved chemicals which are listed as suspected of causing cancer. However, these are listed because they were found risky in tests in which rats consume doses thousands of times greater than humans typically consume. I would like to suggest that this is not a realistic method of testing pesticide risks, particularly in humans. Furthermore, there are natural chemicals in our foods which are much more toxic than pesticide residues. These natural toxins are associated with several kinds of cancer. The best way to fight these toxins is to destroy the fungi which are responsible for producing them. This can be achieved by pesticide treatment. In this way, pesticides may actually reduce the incidence of cancer. A final important point is that the use of pesticides has allowed us to dramatically increase the supply of cheap, attractive fruits and vegetables throughout the year. We are now discovering that eating more fruits and vegetables can reduce cancer risk by half. Thus, because pesticide use leads to an increase in fresh food consumption, it indirectly saves lives by cutting the incidence of cancer.
Number 47. What is the instructor describing? Number 48. Why does the instructor mention natural chemicals in foods? Number 49. How does the speaker regard studies done with rats? Number 50. What does the speaker imply about the use of pesticides? This is the end of Section 1 of the diagnostic test. Stop work on Section 1. Turn off your cassette player now. Section 1. Listening Comprehension. Read the directions to each exercise. When you understand what to do, start the recording. You will hear the exercise title and then the question number. The directions and the example are not on the recording. Start the recording when you see the cassette symbol. Stop or pause the recording when you see the cassette symbol and the word stop or pause. Part A. Short Conversations. Exercise L1. Identifying the correct sound. 1.
Did you see the sheep?
2.
He gave me the bell.
3.
I didn't have any clue.
4.
The mayor was sitting at his desk.
5.
Where did she put the pen?
6. Exercise L2. Recognizing questions and statements. 1.
Anne's from San Francisco?
2.
What an impossible teacher.
3.
Read anything good recently?
4.
Can Tom ever cook?
5.
What a terrible mistake that was.
6.
Why should I?
7.
He asked where the library was.
8.
Is it ever raining hard?
'Exercise L3. Identifying words that are pronounced the same but have different meanings. 1.
At the corner, turn right.
2.
It was a difficult feat to climb that mountain.
3.
Please wait your turn.
4.
It's 1 hour before the movie starts.
5.
Bill is an heir to a fortune.
6.
I want to dye my hair.
Why do that? It's already a nice color.
7.
My brakes failed on the freeway last night.
That must have been very frightening.
8.
Who won the motorcycle race?
Albert Jackson did.
9.
Did you have enough money for tuition and books?
No, I had to take out a loan.
10.
I've just torn a hole in my sweater.
Too bad. Can it be fixed?
Exercise L4. Identifying the meaning of the word in the conversation. 1. Meet.
What time did you tell Anne we would meet her?
At 6, at the Bay Leaf restaurant.
2. Sail.
Did Michael replace the torn sail on his boat?
No, he thinks he can mend it.
3. Cruise.
Sue is going on a cruise to the Bahamas.
Is she? I wish I could go too.
4. Weak.
I felt very weak when I came home from the hospital.
How long were you there?
5. Mail.
Has the mail been delivered yet?
Yes, but it was all junk.
'Exercise L5. Identifying which meaning is correct. 1.
That's a very simple cake to make.
2.
Rita pays a reasonable rate for room and board there.
3.
Please don't kid me about such a serious matter.
4.
That police officer's beat covers this entire neighborhood.
5.
Nancy and I have a common interest in horses.
6.
Where did Jack earn his degree?
At Colorado State Teachers College.
7.
I thought your major was economics.
It was, but I changed to business last semester.
Eight.
Why are you getting rid of that easy chair?
It has a broken spring.
9.
Could you turn up the volume on the radio?
That's as high as it can go.
10.
Are you sure that it's a sound deal?
Not really. You can't believe everything Tim says.
Exercise L6, identifying multiple meanings. 1. A.
New evidence came to light after the investigation.
B.
Because of the heat, she wore a light summer dress.
2. A.
Did you read about the military strike in the newspaper?
B.
These matches are damp and won't light when you strike them.
3. A.
Please note that the times for the concert have been changed.
B.
Fred can sing the lowest note of anybody in the choir.
4. A.
There's a freshwater spring near the park.
B.
The cat waited patiently to spring on the mouse.
5. A.
If you don't agree with the decision, you can exercise your rights to a new trial.
B.
The doctor has advised me to exercise more and eat less.
6. A.
I recommend the curried rice.
Oh, that's too hot for me. I can't eat it.
B.
I've just made coffee. Would you like some?
A nice hot cup of coffee sounds great.
7. A.
I want to mount this oil painting.
Why don't you ask Amy to do it? She does excellent work.
B.
What did you learn in your first riding class?
How to mount a horse properly.
8. A.
How did your sister get a concussion?
She got a blow on the head when she fell off her bicycle.
B.
I live near the railroad station.
Do you wake up at night when the train whistles blow?
9. A.
If you want to catch any fish, you'll have to cast the line out further.
Will I? Thanks for the tip.
B.
The doctor will take off my cast tomorrow.
Great. Just make sure you take it easy for a while.
10. A.
Why were you so cross with Sue?
Because she forgot to return my cassette player again.
B.
That man was driving too fast.
I know. We hardly had time to cross the street.
Exercise L7, matching words. 1. A.
The pass through those mountains is treacherous.
B.
Do you need a pass to get into the conference?
2. A.
Patty's just an ordinary-looking girl.
B.
She was famous for being a just leader.
3. A.
Those chairs tip easily, so be careful.
B.
She left the waiter a large tip.
4. A.
The angry protesters filed past the armed guards.
B.
I filed down the rough edges of the wood.
5. A.
I wrote a check to pay for the furniture.
B.
Put a check in front of the items you wish to order.
6. A.
Did you get a birthday card for Susan?
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely forgot.
B.
Jack invited us over to play cards next Friday.
Great. We haven't done that for a long time.
7. A.
This food is so rich. I can't eat very much.
I'm really enjoying it.
B.
When I'm rich, I'll buy a cattle ranch in Colorado.
You'd better start saving your money now.
8. A.
Why are you doing all those exercises?
I want my body to be in good shape for the ski season.
B.
Is Lake Tahoe a good recreation area?
Yes, it's a very large body of water with good boating facilities.
9. A.
Jane isn't in good form for the race tomorrow.
Does she plan on participating anyway?
B.
I really hate filling out these tax forms.
Let me help you. I like to do them.
10. A.
How did you break your arm?
I tripped on the stairs and fell against the railing.
B.
Are you going anywhere special for spring break?
Yes, we're going to take a cruise to the Virgin Islands.
Exercise L8. Listening for time. 1.
Let me know by tomorrow if you're coming.
2.
Jane's due at 1:45.
3.
Connie just told me that her father was still in the hospital.
4.
Jeff's leaving the week after next.
5.
Tom didn't start studying until midnight.
6.
I haven't seen Mary for at least 3 years.
Did you know that she's head of a big engineering firm?
7.
What did you want me to tell Tom when I see him?
That the book he ordered has arrived.
8.
Is the dog show next week?
It's the following week.
9.
Mr. Green's grocery store stays open until 9 o'clock on Fridays.
Good. I forgot to buy cheese for the pizzas.
10.
It's been 6 years since I took piano lessons.
You still play very well.
11.
You're going to the concert in the park this afternoon, aren't you?
I have that science report to write up for tomorrow.
What does the woman mean? 12.
The workshop on ceramics that was supposed to be held this Wednesday has been rescheduled for Wednesday of next week.
Oh, no. That's the week we're going on the state tour with the band.
What does the man mean? "13.
Could you give me a lift to the ball game tonight?
I have to be there by 6 to set up the concession stands. If that's too early for you, I think Patty might be going around 7:30.
What does the woman mean? "14.
I might get held up in that afternoon meeting, but I'll let you know by 5 o'clock if I'm coming to your get-together.
That's a bit late, but I guess it's better than not knowing.
What does the woman mean? "15.
I thought I saw Sue in the bookstore.
It couldn't have been. Her roommate told me she wasn't due back until Monday.
What does the woman mean? Exercise L9. Listening for quantity. 1.
Alice needs only a couple more credits to graduate.
2.
Dick hasn't sold a single dictionary.
3.
Professor Merrill has written up to 30 articles on art history.
4.
My coin collection has tripled in value since I started it.
5.
This cake recipe calls for half a dozen eggs.
6.
Did you buy a cassette tape?
Yes, in fact, I bought several.
7.
Sam's completed 60 credit hours, hasn't he?
At least.
8.
I don't understand either example.
Neither do I.
9.
I couldn't get a student loan this semester.
Quite a few students haven't been able to get loans.
10.
Your brother is a lawyer, isn't he?
Both are lawyers.
11.
How many issues do you get for a yearly subscription to the art world?
It only comes out quarterly.
What does the man mean? "12.
I just can't solve the puzzle on page 3.
If you think that one is hard, just take a look at this one.
What does the man mean? "13.
It says I can take 2 tablets every 3 hours.
But no more than 8 in 24 hours.
What does the woman mean? "14.
Tony didn't get back to the dorm until after 3 a.m. last night.
I know. He put in a couple of hours overtime at that all-night pizza place where he works.
What does the woman mean? "15.
50 students voted in the club elections at the meeting last night.
It's more than doubled since last elections.
What does the man imply? Exercise L10. Listening for comparisons. 1,
I haven't eaten any more cookies than you have.
2,
Tim has far more responsibilities than the other staff members.
3,
It's much cheaper to go by bus than train.
4,
Frank's salary is high, but Emma's is even higher.
5,
The faster Irene types, the fewer mistakes she makes.
6,
I've studied harder in that geology class than for my calculus class, and I'm still not passing.
Why don't you discuss it with the professor?
7,
What size box do you need for all of those books?
The bigger the better.
8,
Schedules with more flexible hours would be beneficial for working parents.
Also, there would be fewer traffic problems if people were commuting at different hours of the day.
9,
I didn't get half as much written as I intended.
Or maybe you can write more later.
10,
The scenic route takes longer, but it's more interesting than Interstate 90.
Let's take it.
11,
You've been attending summer sessions every year, haven't you?
Yes, there's a more relaxed atmosphere, and even though the coursework is more intensive, it doesn't drag on the way the regular semesters do.
What does the woman mean? Twelve,
Although Tobler's is off campus, it serves a nicer buffet lunch.
Maybe, but the live music at the student union is better.
what does the man imply? 13,
The more time I spend trying to sort out this problem, the more confused I get.
Take 5. Come back with a clearer head.
what does the man mean? 14,
Someone with more experience in computer programming could help you.
Oh, I thought you did have lots of experience.
what does the woman mean? 15,
You know so much about the old city center. You must have seen a lot of changes since you were a kid.
My knowledge is based more on research than actual memories.
what can be inferred about the woman? Exercise L11. More practice with time, quantity, and comparisons. 1,
Can you let me know no later than tomorrow?
2,
Steve has taken as many semester hours as Linda has, and then some.
3,
Half the members we expected showed up at the last meeting.
4,
The more Carol attends that class, the better she likes it.
5,
When the new regulation goes into effect, no more extensions will be given.
6,
I had to buy a lot more books this semester.
You should have gone to the used bookstore.
Seven.
How much time did you spend preparing that speech?
A couple of hours at least.
8.
Did you buy the box of candy I asked for?
I did better than that. I bought you 2 boxes.
9.
When is the last day I can drop a class?
Thursday. You have a full week.
10.
The number of students working part-time has doubled.
You mean 1,500 students on this campus have jobs?
11.
I heard that Jack wasn't able to lend you any chairs. Would you like me to bring over my folding ones?
Oh, could you, Larry?
What does the woman mean? 12.
If Tom says one more thing about my cooking, I'll let him have it.
Lighten up. You know how Tom likes to kid you.
What does the man mean? 13.
I didn't see you before the concert. I hope you didn't miss the beginning.
No sooner did we arrive than the music started.
What does the woman imply? 14.
It's going to take a lot of organization to get this project off the ground.
Right. I think I need to buy at least a dozen file folders.
What does the woman mean? 15.
I think Kathy has spent too much time in the computer lab.
She has to finish that program before finals week.
What does the man say about Kathy? 'Exercise L12. Understanding idiomatic expressions. 1.
During the summer, Marcia swims to her heart's content.
2.
Jim was beside himself with worry.
3.
Bob flew into a rage.
4.
Anne is going to see me off.
5.
Gordon catches colds easily.
6.
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
7.
Sue didn't lift a finger during the cleanup.
8.
Janet has it in her head to go camping.
9.
That movie will make your hair stand on end.
10.
My grandfather is really getting on in years.
11.
Tom stood me up last Saturday.
So that's why you're so angry.
What does the woman mean? 12.
I just can't uncork this bottle.
Can I have a crack at it?
What does the woman mean? 13.
Are you going to sign up for Music 319?
Well, I can't put it off any longer.
What are the man's plans? (14)
Do you know Cindy Wilson?
That name rings a bell.
What does the woman mean? (15)
They sure gave me the runaround at registration.
I know what you mean. That's happened to me.
What happened to the man? (16)
I heard that your chemistry instructor blew up in class.
Yeah, none of us had done the assignment because we really hadn't understood it.
What does the woman mean? (17)
I won't be able to take you to campus tomorrow.
That's all right. I can catch a ride with Gus.
What is the man going to do? (18)
How would you like to go to the rock concert with me?
Where did you get money to burn?
What does the woman mean? (19)
You could do with some cheering up. How about inviting Mike over tonight?
That's a great idea. He's always good for a laugh.
What does the woman mean? (20)
What do you think of my new dress?
Well, I don't know how to put this. Let's just say the blue one suits you better.
What does the man imply? Exercise L13. Identifying the correct idiom or phrasal verb. 1.
It was hard to convey the idea.
2.
Only Rita was able to help Emma understand.
3.
Stephen panicked at the interview.
4.
My brother is always teasing me.
5.
Tonight I'm going to assemble that bicycle.
6.
Do you think their romance will last?
7.
The old woman clung to her son.
8.
Those children exhaust me.
9.
Why are you studying so hard these days?
Because the class is 5 units ahead of me.
10.
Why don't you ask Tim to join the committee?
That's a good idea. He always does his share of the work.
11.
Wendy may well win the election for student body president.
She does have a good chance.
12.
I was so embarrassed when the professor showed everyone my mistake.
I'll bet that you don't make that mistake again.
13.
Janet and Mike were dancing close together at Bill's party.
Did you know that they're engaged?
14.
I saw a snake in the kitchen.
You just imagined it.
15.
My roommate was really critical of my project.
Don't let her discourage you.
16.
I'm going to rewrite my essay.
Again? Don't do that. It's fine the way it is.
'Exercise L14. Identifying the correct meaning of expressions. 1.
Even though Jeff and Mike hated each other at first, they became friends little by little.
2.
Sue ran into Mary in the mall.
3.
Even though John is doing his best, he doesn't stand a chance of winning the medal.
4.
In the long run, things will work out for the best.
5.
When Rebecca failed to pass the entrance exams, she notified her mother and father right away.
6.
Max has told Pete time after time to keep the door locked.
7.
Ellen could buy a new coat for Amy, but on the other hand, Amy does need gloves.
8.
Even though Bill was on time to take the test, he couldn't because he had forgotten his identification card.
9.
Why don't we drive to the park?
Why drive? It's within a stone's throw.
What does the woman mean? 10.
Why are you going to the game so early?
I'm working and have to set up the concession stand.
What is the man going to do? 11.
I haven't seen Pete for weeks.
That's because he's wrapped up in his job.
What does the man say about Pete? 12.
Professor Martin's talk on ethics was very boring.
You must have missed the point. It was fantastic.
What does the man mean? 13.
Where did you find out about this diet?
I ran across it in a pamphlet in the doctor's office.
What does the woman mean? (14)
Are you seriously going to vote for Mary in the election?
Well, I think she has what it takes.
What does the man say about Mary? (15)
Would you mind your own business?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
What does the man mean? (16)
Haven't you started your project yet?
No, I still haven't been given the committee's go-ahead.
What does the man mean?
Exercise L15, Mini Test. Directions. In Part A, you will hear short conversations between two people. After each conversation, you will hear a question about the conversation. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your book and choose the best answer. Then circle the letter that corresponds to the answer you have chosen. Listen to an example. On the recording, you will hear,
Have you followed up on Michael's recommendations?
Sally has, and her report looks very promising.
What did Sally do? In your book, you will read A. She followed Michael. B. She promised a report. C. She recommended Michael. D. She submitted a report. You can infer from the conversation that Sally wrote a report concerning the recommendations she followed up on. The best answer to the question, what did Sally do, is D. She submitted a report. Therefore, the correct choice is D. Number 1.
Do you take cream in your tea?
No, thank you. I'll have it plain.
What does the woman mean? Number 2.
Why don't you want to go to Judy and David's?
Because they're always fighting over little things.
What does the woman say about Judy and David? Number 3.
Why don't you wear the striped shirt?
Because it doesn't match my checked pants.
What is the man doing? Number 4.
You sure were sick for a long time.
Yes, and I'm still very weak.
What is the man's problem? Number 5.
What are you doing with my backpack?
I'm trying to see if there's space in it for this glass.
What does the man want to do? Number 6.
Do you have a coin for this machine?
Sorry, I don't have any change at all.
What does the woman mean? Number 7.
What role did you get in the play?
Would you believe the daughter?
What is the woman going to do? Number 8.
Which sink is blocked?
The one in the spare bathroom.
What are the people discussing? Number 9.
I'm going to the pool. Would you care to join me?
Sure. Let me grab my cap.
What are the people going to do? Number 10.
Let's take the stairs.
Let's not. There are too many flights to climb.
What does the man mean? Number 11.
We need to replace the glass in that picture frame.
We can go to the shop and have it done now.
What are the people discussing? Number 12.
I proofread that essay twice.
Well, I still had to correct a couple of mistakes.
What are the people doing? Number 13.
Would you move your truck so I can back out?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I'd blocked the driveway.
What had the man done? Number 14.
I studied all night long.
Why don't you go home and get some shut-eye?
What does the man mean? Number 15.
I really dread going to that dinner party.
Do you think we could back out of it gracefully?
What does the man want to do? Number 16.
You sure are making light of that bad exam grade in sociology.
Well, I can't let it ruin my life.
What can be inferred about the man? Number 17.
Don't let anyone know about the car accident.
I understand why you want to hush it up.
What does the woman mean? Number 18.
Why do they insist on the test?
To screen out those who shouldn't be in the experiment.
What does the man mean? Number 19.
Ted never understands my jokes.
Yes, he does. It just takes a while for them to sink in.
What does the woman say about Ted? Number 20.
Those children made short work of eating the cookies.
Children always do.
What are the people discussing? Number 21.
Neil sure rushed off quickly.
He usually sticks around after class.
What does the man say about Neil? Number 22.
Professor Higgins has watered down his course.
That's because of the change in university requirements.
What has the instructor done? Number 23.
Professor Jensen passed out in class.
Did they discover the reason for it?
What can be inferred about Professor Jensen? Number 24.
I heard you found an interesting shop.
Yes, I stumbled across it near the fish market.
What does the woman mean? Number 25.
Steve has sworn off smoking.
I don't believe he'll be able to for very long.
What has Steve done?